Welcome everybody, old and new, lovely to have you here again. It's Angela, and today I'm just going to bring you a very quick video on how to decorate the top of my journal. So I thought I'd share that because I'm sure I'm going to get the questions. So it's really easy, and I wanted just to show you how simply this can be done. So we're going to put something on the front here, and I'm going to take you through that. Now what I've done is I've pre-cut and measured everything. Your cover might be slightly different, but you know, marginally so. So I'm going to just talk you through it. These are approximations. All right, so the first thing I wanted to do was cut out a piece of card. This is a piece of card I had from a little scrapbook pad. You're only going to see the rims of this. You could use any colored cardstock or anything like that, really. This is just going to give me the measurements of what I'm working for and really the base of what I'm going to do. So it's going to be pretty much an inch on each side of the size of your cover. So it doesn't really matter what size that is, just make it an inch on each side. Now I've already attached my closure, so I've done that already, so that I've done with an eyelet, but that's what I'm going to use as the base. I'm going to erect everything on this. Once this is completed, I'm then going to attach it to the cover like that. Right, so just to give you an idea quickly, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7.5 inches by 4 3/4, more or less. All right, so that's what we're dealing with. Then I've cut out a polka dot sheet of paper, and that's really, as I said, is you're not going to see most of what's below here, but that's just going to give it a border, and that will end up being stuck down on here. Not quite yet though. All right, so that's the next bit. I'm just gathering the bits, and you'll see why I'm not sticking it down in a moment. Then I have got the background paper from my Lilac Lovelies, just bringing in a little bit of pattern, but quite subtle. So that will end up going on here. And again, you've got about 1/2 inch on each side here, and about 3/4 of an inch, or I'm looking at the outer edge here, on each side. And I will centralize that when I stick that down. Okay, so that's there. Then I have got one of my little doilies. These this doily I have size 2, 1 2 3 4.5 inches in size, and I'm going to tuck most of it. You can take any doily that you have. I will be tucking that underneath. Yeah, sort of like that. Just want it peeking out really, and that's how it will end up going. Need to just move that up a little bit. Okay, so that's that. We'll have that peeking out a little bit on the side like that. Then what I did here was I just took a piece of cardstock. I've got this postcard stamp and my archival ink, and I've just stamped that in this nice topsoil brown color onto a piece of card. So it's a scrappy piece of card, so I've just stamped it on there, and I've just inked around the edges and cut that off. So that's all I've done there. You can use an actual postcard or a digital print and chop the top piece of a postcard. You don't have to have a stamp. And I want to just tuck that to come over a little bit, sort of like that. And I'll position it exactly when I get everything else in place. All right, now I've got this lovely lace from Plum Boutique. It's a broad butterfly lace. You can use any lace you have or anything that you have, old lace, doily, whatever. I want to tuck this underneath this one here. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these stuck down first. All right. So that will come on the top. So I'm going to just take my Beacon 3-in-1 new bottle so it'll work properly. I'm trying to just make sure I have this pretty much where I need it, and I'm going to just I'm going to just focus on sticking this bit down at the minute to this piece here. All right, so let's do that. So I'm going to just get some glue on the top there. And that's all that's required. When I actually stick this down into my book, then I will stick the back of it properly. I just want to make sure I get that straight. The good thing about Fabri-Tac is that you don't have to rush, and you can get things lined up. Just gauging it there. Yeah, that's about it. So it's more or less in the middle of this. Right, so that's stuck down, and then we'll get this doily stuck down, and I'm going to lift this up and yeah, let's do it like this. So we'll get that stuck on there a bit, there or thereabouts. Okay, so let's just get my position line up again, and I think that's about where it is. A little bit lower, yeah. And then if I hold that up, these things always become quite tricky, don't they? I just want a little piece sticking over, really, like that, and I can move it once I've got it positioned. I'm just gauging my edge, my middle sections here, and you can work those out with a ruler. I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's just peeking over there, that's peeking over there. Right, I think now, let's have a little think. Yeah, I think we are now ready to stick this onto this piece here. So let's do that. Now I'm not going to go beyond the edge of this paper. I will stick those bits when I stick it onto my actual cover. Nice handle to do that. And now you want to gauge this, so I'm just... Right, now we've got a bigger piece now, so this piece is now all together. So this is where I want to tuck the lace behind. So I want to make sure that I centralize it here, and I might just use my little clips. These are so useful. So I'm going to just move that up a little bit. I want to just check I've got it sort of centralized. I'm going to just tuck that over. And then on this side, I'm just making sure the line is straight. It needs to come over just a little bit. Okay. There we go. And then I think with this one, my usual trick of using lines with my pencil helps. Just so that I know where it needs to go, and this line on the side rather than the curly one is going to give me a great guide. Now I need to stick this down, so I'm going to do half and half. Not too worried about the middle because I've got a bit that's going to go over there, but keep this as thin as you can. This is the line. I'm following the pencil lines as a gauge. So let's get that bit done. So I want to pull it quite, not pull it, but just line it up here and then pat that down. So I've got my little pencil line there, which has been a great gauge, and now I can just put a little bit more here, and I want to wrap it round the page. So we'll do that like this, and then we can just, yeah, it's not going to want to stay too well, but we'll hold it there for a little bit. I think let's just put on two clips here for the moment, just to hold that down. There we go. Then we can do the other side. Oh, it's holding well. So using my little pencil line as a little gauge, again, not too much glue, and then go over to the top bit. Okay, line up your line, pat pat. turn it over. Oh, Abby's come over. She heard pat pat. I was having a right laugh yesterday with Abby. I was pretending I was on the phone with the TV remote, and I was pretending I wasn't. I was just watching her reaction, and I was saying all, like having a conversation with one of my family members who she adores, and I was saying all the key words that she likes about walkies, and we're going on a walkie. We're going to meet up with M, and M's going to give you your treats and your wheats and all those things. And we saw a chicken. You should have seen her face. I've never seen a more attentive dog. It was so cute. Oh, bless its little heart, honestly. Right, so that one stuck down quicker. Yeah, it's very warm here today, so the glue's working faster. So anyway, that's no problem. Right, that's stuck down, so we've got that all ready. Let's start with this. I've got this little piece here, and this comes from my mini journal for the Lilac mini journals. And I've just got this piece, this beautiful image which I adore of lilacs. I've put it onto some cardstock which came from my pastels book, the DCWV pastels cardstock. I've decal edged the edge and just stitched around it, and I want to put that in the middle here like that. Alright, so I'm just gauging it. Got a little pencil mark there and there, and we can stick this down. So let's do that. Now, if you didn't want to use up a whole piece of lace, you could, you know, stick down a piece there and there, because you're not going to see that large bit underneath, so that would mean you use less lace. Just a thought. Oh gosh, Abby's a good little watchdog, hey? She's a great doorbell. A great doorbell she is. My doorbell doesn't work. But yeah, she's very good at noticing people long before they get to the door. So I heard her wrestling there earlier, as you did, probably on the video. And yeah, so I knew somebody was hovering there. The nice thing about having the lace underneath here is it sort of raises it just a little bit. So it gives a little bit of dimension, which is great. Okay, I've now got a little sprig here. I'm going to put the lid on that one. We'll get back to that in a moment. I'm going to go with my art glitter glue. And I've just got this from a die cut I've cut out from my cardstock. And this is spring foliage, I think it's called. The one I like to use a lot with the little flowers. So yeah, I do love the curve of this, and I tend to use it in a lot of different ways. It's meant to be a wreath when you put it together. I've never used it as a wreath. I always use it in its separate elements. So I want to just get that over here now. I want it just touching there on that picture, and I want to wrap it over here like this. So hopefully we can get that to stick. I'm sure we will. Right, so there's that. I love that. That's looking gorgeous. Don't need this for anything else. It was just that little bit. Right, and then what I've done is I've taken 4 of my little paper flowers, excuse all the glue and ink and everything else. I've got them in the lilac and the lilac and the lavender shades. So I'm going to just stick these quite over the edge so I don't cover up the gold edging there. And then the opposite direction just over here like that. So let's get those done. And again, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac glue here. So I'm just going to get that down. I hope you're all staying cool and aren't taking strain in the heat today. It is really hot here in the UK, and I'm sure it's what you guys have experienced over in the US, and we've got heat warnings here until Wednesday. So, oh, I'm up early today to do this. It's not great to craft in this kind of weather, and upstairs is obviously hotter than downstairs. But yeah, it's early, so it's still, you know, we can endure it. I've got my window open, so you can probably hear all the birds. I'm lucky with all the birds. They are just adorable. Right, so we've got our little flowers stuck on there. Not long to go now. And then I've got 3 little buttons that I have just put some thread through, different colours, so the purpley, the lavender and the gold colour. So I'm just picking those up. I do love my buttons, and I'm going to, this isn't stuck down yet for a reason. I want to just put my buttons on here. So I've got one there, and I'm going to start with the darkest, no, the lightest colour. So we'll put that at the top, and then let's just make sure that's going to stick down, and then I'm going to put another one. Put the middle colour. Now I like to get these straight. I also like to get the little 2 holes straight if I can. So this is a tricky business, fiddly business. And then the last one over here. And then, whoops. Let's grip it by its threads. And then just turn those around. And then just want to see if I've got those right before I've got a little ruler here that I can just line them up with. So yeah, let me just check. Am I happy with that? Yeah, this one can come up a little bit more. A little bit over. Well, we're living with it now. All right, so I think that finishes off that end. Now, there's just one thing before I stick this onto the main bit that I do want to do, and I have got this piece of ribbon, and the ribbon comes from Plum Batik. It's beautiful with picking up all these tones. It's sort of variegated, not variegated, striped, and it's got this gorgeous little bit that you thread, I don't know what you call it, a ribbon threader, I'm not sure, onto this, which comes from Plum Batik. She's got different shapes, and I thought that would just finish this off perfectly at the bottom here. So to me, I think that's just awesome. So I'm going to put some glue on here. Let's move the bottom piece out of the way. We want to get some glue, and I'm going to start with the middle. Let's do it on here. So we want to start with the middle. I think it's easier to do it on here. Like that. Right, and then I want to get this central, like that. Hopefully that is central. I'm just eyeballing it. I want to press that down, and then we want to turn that over and get that stuck on there like that. There we go. And with any luck, there we go. I like how that's looking. Now we have finished everything, we can get it onto our little base here. So I'm going to gently fold that over and get the glue, not quite on that section yet, but well, a little bit. And now we want to just get this evenly positioned on here. And there we have our little topper for our journal. Okay, so let's get the journal back in. I love how that's come together. It would make a great topping on a card as well. You know, in a smaller size possibly. So I'm going to put that on there now. And there we have it. So that's our cover for our Lilac journal, and I really do love how it's all come together. Being on this ribbon gives this a little lift, which gives it a bit of dimension, and I love this little embellishment here. All right, everybody, thank you so much for following along with me. I hope that was a quick little tutorial on how to do that. And I hope that you give it a go. And of course, if you're into card making and you're looking for an idea for a birthday card, that little front in a smaller size would do the job perfectly as well. All right, everyone, have a great week. I'll see you all very soon. Thank you for following along with me and for all your wonderful support and encouragement. You are so all very much appreciated. Hugs and smiles. Bye-bye.